Today, we are talking about one of my favorite topics, the law of resonance. So, what is the law of resonance, you might be asking? And I don't blame you. It is something that I explained all about in a previous episode. It's episode number 42, how to apply the law of resonance. And I go into the definition, what it means, how to use it, how to apply it. So if you haven't listened to that already, or if you're in any doubt about what the law of resonance is, I highly recommend going back, listening to episode 42, how to apply the law of resonance. I'll put a link in the show notes and you can listen to that first and then come back here once you have all that background information and listen to the rest of this. So if you haven't listened yet, go listen now and then come back and listen to the rest of this. So hopefully you are up to speed on the law of resonance and you know exactly what it is. And we're going to be talking about how to use it to transmute energy. So what I notice in my own life is when I think certain thoughts or if something happens and my energy goes out of alignment, then I'll feel it in my body. So if it's like anger or frustration, I might feel it in the pit of my stomach. The main places I feel like energy blockages in my body when I'm feeling out of alignment. So when I'm talking about feeling out of alignment, it's literally feeling lower vibe energies or emotions. So feeling anger, frustration, when I'm rushing, when I'm stressed, when I'm feeling sad or confused, if I'm feeling judgmental or any of these feelings that are coming up, I can feel it in my body. So normally it will be around my lower chakras, my solar plexus, my heart center, my heart chakra, and my throat as well. This one is probably more unique to me. I get a lot of energy stuck in my throat, which a lot of people might find that they don't have that at all. Your throat chakra might be completely clear and unblocked. My throat chakra tends to, what happens is sometimes the energy will start off with a blockage in my stomach or around my abdomen, and then I'll relax that area and I'll like allow it to release, and then it'll move up to my heart and I might get stuck there and I'll relax my chest, and then it'll move up to my throat. And usually I'll find relaxing my throat area a little bit more difficult. But having said that, I'm getting really a lot better at doing that. So and then once that releases, it just dissipates and it's gone and the energy has shifted. So the way you might feel it is having an off day. You don't really know why you're feeling off, but you're just having an off day. Or you might be feeling sad or emotional for no apparent reason. You might not know what the source of the emotion is or how you got to feel this way. Usually it originates in a thought or something happening, something external, and you judging that external thing that's happened. But often then we forget that that's happened. So for example, and as well, there's so much more to this. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but there's patterns and loops that are playing out. So this is explained beautifully in the book The Untethered Soul, where he talks about if you're driving along the motorway and next thing you see a blue car that's the same make as the blue car that your ex-boyfriend used to drive, and that car triggers a memory of your ex-boyfriend, and then you start thinking about the relationship, you start thinking about how it ended, and you start feeling angry and frustrated or sad or whatever emotions are coming up, all because you've seen a blue car that's triggered all these things, that starts this like memory or this loop playing out. And we all have those things. And I really noticed this when my kids were younger, and we might have visited one place one time, and the next time we visit that place, they'll say, oh, remember when we were last here and we ate this for lunch, and they'll say the exact things that they ate, and that place will trigger all those other memories for them. And I would have had no recollection of what we ate for lunch or what we did, but they will have the exact details down to the finest detail of what happened, because visiting that place has triggered all of those memories. So just knowing that we are being triggered all the time by our environment, things we see, our thoughts, and then if we allow ourselves to dwell on those thoughts or to start feeling emotional based on things that have happened in the past, then that can get caught in our body, can get stuck. So we are going to use the law of resonance to transmute energy. Now, the one thing I was saying is when I relax my body, then I can allow the energy to shift, and it usually moves up through the chakras and then releases. But what I was finding is that in order for me to relax my body, depends on the severity of the emotion. Sometimes I'll relax and it's gone. Other times it could be something that I'll consciously relax my body, and then 5 minutes later I'll notice I'll have tensed up again. And I'll need to sit down and meditate for 10 or 15 minutes to fully allow my body to fully relax and to shift that energy. But of course, that's not always practical as you're going about your day. If you're suddenly finding that you've a tightness around your chest, or you have tightness around your gut, or you're feeling off, then we can't always take 10 or 15 minutes just to relax fully and allow our bodies to shift that energy. So I'm going to share with you what I've been doing, which is much quicker and which has been working for me really effectively. And it's using the law of resonance, and it's something that you can do as you go about your day. Now, there is a caveat. If you are sitting in an office where you're working with other people, maybe you won't be able to do this, but you might. It depends on what type of office you work in. So basically, we're using the law of resonance to transmute the energy, and we're bringing literally resonance into the body through the act of humming. Now, I used to do this when I would meditate. I would use mantras. I'd use like Om mantra, where I would sound out the Om and do it during 20 minutes of meditation. And when you're finished, you can feel the tingling, the buzzing in your body after doing that for 20 minutes. If you're sounding out the Om mantra out loud and doing that for 20 minutes, you are going to be scintillating. Your energy is going to be just really vibrant after it. And then I was working with the law of resonance, and particularly with the solfeggio frequencies. And I was working with the miracle tone 5 to 8 hertz, which is the tone of the heart chakra. And it's called the miracle tone. It's the tone of unconditional love. So what I was doing was I would use my phone to play 528 hertz pure tone, because you can get all of these meditation music where it's 5 to 8 hertz, but they have all these other sounds going on. So I was using the pure tone where it's just that tone, and it's literally just like a high-pitched tone. And I would use that to sound out. I'd match the frequency of it, and I'd literally just hum to it. So taking a breath, humming with the tone, allowing myself to hum to the end of my breath with it, then taking another deep breath and humming. What I would mention here as well is there's a book that I learned more about humming and the proper way to do it. If you're interested, it's really insightful, really good to learn about the power of humming. It's called The Humming Effect, and it talks all about the power of humming to raise your energy, raise your vibration, to transmute energy, to manifest. Really good. So I was using the solfeggio frequency during my meditation to align with that and to bring that resonance of that miracle tone into my being. So rather than just listening to it, I was like humming along with it and bringing it literally into every fiber of my being. So that works really well as well. But again, you can't always just stop and sit for 20 minutes and hum along to this tone, because it's just not practical. So what I then was working with, and I found to be really effective, is simply humming. Now, not humming to a specific song, not humming to a specific tune, but humming, you can use whatever you want. I just use a random like hum where I kind of go through a range of tones, you can use the scale do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I do it so that it is a little bit more creative, a little bit more playful, and I use humming that just sounds uplifting to me. So what that is different for everyone. But what I find is that when I'm feeling triggered, or if I have stuck energy in my body, if I start humming, then after about 10 minutes, I'll stop and I'll check in, and the energy will have lifted. And it's really, really effective. It's really good. So you're using the humming as bringing that resonance into your body, like physically humming and physically resonating with that tone. And you can do this whenever, wherever you want. And you don't have to do it loudly. You can hum really softly. Sometimes I like to hum loudly. It feels good. But usually I'll be doing this if I'm at home or if I'm out on a walk. But you can do it if you're in the shops. I've been in the shops and I've been walking around humming. So you can do it anywhere. And people generally don't really take too much notice if you're humming in the shops, or it could be that you do it in your workplace when you're sitting at your desk. If you're working away and you're humming, I don't think people are going to think too much about it, but really effective way. And also what I noticed is if I'm rushing, which is a trigger for me, if I start humming, I am able to relax more. If I'm just telling myself, okay, relax, I've plenty of time, it's not as effective as if I'm humming. And I think for me, humming just signals ease. But obviously bringing that resonance, using the law of resonance and bringing that tone into your body just aligns you with that frequency. So what you can do is you can explore this, you can play with it, and have fun with it, which is the main thing. You can use sorry, I forgot to put my phone on silent. I don't know if you can hear that. You can use the solfeggio frequencies if you want. You can go onto YouTube and literally, just look up solfeggio frequencies. You can look up all 9 solfeggio frequencies, and you'll be able to listen to music where it goes through all 9 of the solfeggio frequencies, and there might be a tone that really resonates with you, that you need. So you might want to work with that to begin with, or you can just literally hum anything you want. But what I would say is don't hum to a song where you know the words, because the words in the song will trigger certain things. Words trigger certain things in your brain, so you don't want any words to go with your humming. So you can literally use the sound, you can hum just general, you can use things like ooh or ah or sounds like that when you're humming. You can like hum using those instead of words. So work with it yourself, see what works for you, and let me know how you get on. It's really powerful. So I want to hear from you how you get on, and if you are able to get out of that funk or that bad day that you're having using this method. So let me know. I'd love to hear. I will be with you again next week for another episode of the Fiercely Spiritual Podcast. Until then, bye bye.